Alright peeps, welcome back to Split City and City Skylines 2. Now in between episodes our uni students have been cracking away building a list for us today. And the top of that list is sort of the pathways around the unis and college. And there we're gone. That looks a lot better, that doesn't it? The hill's nowhere near as steep when you're coming into the uni. And the surface has gone all the way to the road there. Alright, the sunken uni's looking canny. There are still a few more paths I have to sort out for these students before they'll give us the list. I forgot to put paths around the college. And we're milestone 8. We're officially a big toon. Happy days. And unlock the Mermaid's Tea Lounge. Discover an enchanting selection of teas from around the world in the magical ambience of the Mermaid's Tea Lounge. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your tea accompanied by delightful treats, or perhaps indulge in a refreshing beverage of your choice to enhance your experience. Ooh, I might have to get one of them doing. Like I say, not before, we'll plop some paths on the gun. We're going to do a big old interconnected pathway around the college, the bookstore, and, most importantly, we're going to be connecting up these two paths here. This new path around the bookstore that pedestrians are already using, and the old uni path up there. I mean, we've got the underpass, we may as well use it. Let's connect on into this corner, and we'll turn snapping off so we can come out to there, up to there, and then into there without causing any fuss. And it only needs minimal moving with the Move It mod. And look at this beautiful path here, we've got Kate, Gan and Doon. I doubt she's gonna bonk her head, there's plenty of headroom under here, man. Like nout's a matter. Straight onto the old terrace, or the new bookstore, depending on which way you want to go. So we've got a very tidy little path network now, all the way around our uni, and if we do a 180, all the way around our college as well. And we managed to do it without knocking old mate zoning out here. The pedestrians absolutely love it. You know what, now that I mentioned the terraces, there was the UK patch notes, which involves straightening out all of these walls here. Look at how lovely and straight they are. Let us quickly dive over the roofs. And look at this back alley with the police patrolling doing and all the straight walls and fences. It looks fantastic, especially with the Jorman Elementary School up the top there. Yeah, now this used to be one of the worst examples here, and it's honestly not too bad. You've got the little slanted walls, slanted fences, but that works, you know. You've just got a really steep garden. What are you going to do? You've got one bit of wall and a steep garden. I think that works perfectly. Anywho, L student doors. Is that good enough for you? Can I have me bit of paper now? Oh, I got me bit of paper. This is what it says. First bullet point, get good. Second bullet point, get gooder. Third bullet point, get gooderer. Okay. Being a fellow cunnifunt, I think I know what get good means. It means look at all of this traffic coming into Terrace Hills. It doesn't matter that this is all now a low density estate. There's still heaps and heaps of traffic. And this little intersection here, as you can see by basically all the cars doing U-turns right there, does not allow enough directional flow. So we're going to have to go in here, reset to vanilla, so we can pop a medium roundabout down with illumination. Look at that beaut right there. That allows travel in all directions right there. And that's not all for the road upgrades around here. We're going to be making this slip road a 2-laner. This little connection road an asymmetric number. And I'm not having this. Gimme you, low commensal density, you're getting plopped on there. And then when the building inside of you despawns, you'll stop flickering about. And that's that bit of commercial never going anywhere. Anyway, back to the road upgrades. I want to do a little asymmetric number gone into the roundabout here, gone out of the roundabout here, and here, but the other way around here. Aye! We're proper asymmetricing it up here now. Yeah, could I squeeze a 4-lane road in there? 4-lane road with narrow paths? Get it in. So now we've got to do the obligatory be gone traffic lights, no traffic lights in my city allowed. And as well, I don't want anywhere near this many bloody pedestrian crossings knocking about on this main bit of road here. Let's do connections and priorities. Left lane, you can go wherever you want basically. Right lane, only straight. No dodgy U-turns, thank you very much. No right turns out of the alley, just onto the main road. And you've got choice of both lanes as well. And then from the roundabout, left lane is the only one going left. Ye are just going straight. And then coming down here, left and right separate lanes. The reason this is asymmetric is so we can have a dedicated turning lane and a straight ahead lane there. Now while we're here, I want to go into priorities. Tell both of these to yield and these to yield. Right, now if we move on up from here, we need to sort this spaghetti like. Now let's see by checking the routes. Oh yeah. So I can't really see majority which cars are going. Like, it looks like a lot of cars are going everywhere from the middle here. I think I'll just do it pretty much as it is, apart from allowing these lanes to get into both of these to avoid unnecessary traffic. But the right lane's going to be just right, the left lane's going to be straight and left, because the straight and left are going to have full priority when coming in here. Like, full priority. Hang on, why are you stopping? Where you gone, mate? Knew it. I bloody knew it. Knobheads. For this intersection, we're going to be making the ones from Prospect Street yield and giving priority to the gun in a left to right street. And I believe that is getting good. And now with us undeniably good, it's time to get gooder. Our Inward Industrial Estate. Now the work we're going to be doing in the Grafters Split is going to be huge. It's going to be sorting out our massive garbage processing deficit here that we've got going on. How's all what I'm doing? Eh? Pause, why are we trading? You know what? I deleted a pipe in the last episode and cut it out. That was directly connecting the pumping station to this line here. And I was like, oh yeah, it's not needed. That's why it disconnected itself. But yeah, nah, look. Water coming in, but it doesn't go down to the Oak Lane. And City Skylines 1, how we used to fix this is just relocating it back to where it was. Unfortunately costing us $6.5 grand. But now, if we turn on water, do we have flow? Yes, we do. Look at that. Oak Lane. So now we're not going to be spending a fortune on water trade. Now, we're not doing that with Lecky, are we? No, Lecky is connected. Lecky's an issue because we've got one coal power plant for... Oh my. Is our death care really that bad? I mean, it's a good thing I passed on the old feedback from the comment, because our death care is just lacking completely. And we do think it's got something to do with the hearses being all the way over here, having to go all the way doing the gore slip roads just to get on the M2 to then get into the tune. Sometimes I find them going the long way round, man, doing the Pacific Highway and that is the long way round. So that's going to be part of getting gooder. Look at this, they're not even using all of these. I may as well shut one of these off and save some money. And before I get too much further, I installed a mod, which lets me know my garbage processing is horrendous, which we already touched on, and lets me know I need to get into elementary availability and sort that out. Do we have... I don't think I've upgraded this yet, so we should have an upgrade on this school. With the 500 student capacity, get it on. And you know what? Just give the people something to do. Get them fit. Oh my. Alright, look. Getting gooder means removing pedestrian crossings. Pedestrians you can do there to cross. That is... Look at the queue of traffic in the alleyway just because of these pedestrians crossing non-stop. Alright, look, we kind of get distracted. We're in the Grafters Split now. And if we're not going to get distracted, that means I need to turn the city stats off. There we go. Now it's time to delve into the Grafters Split. And as you can see, the current road layout isn't quite handling their traffic levels. As much as we love a good old double roundabout, we're going to have to sort this out. But not until a big lorry comes along. Oh wow, that is perfect! 2 lorries for the price of 1. Alright, now this is what you're going to call getting gooder here. I have got a master plan. I mean, now the students' master plan here will come into fruition. It will be grand. The first thing we need to do, delete Garland Street in there. Get it out. Now the students did say they built me a new road. I take it roads don't have any names after an update. Well, it may not have a name, but what it is it's a 2-lane alleyway, which is going to come in very handy. Right here. Alright, so now we got that 2-lane alley. I think we should bulldoze this bit of industry. You don't like it, but that's no bother of mine. Let's pop a 2-lane alley straight across there, connecting like that. And then we're going to do another 2-lane alley, connecting straight across there like that. What? It's anywhere near the effing road? I guess I'm overloading the intersections then. Alright, let's go to here with a 2-lane alley. And then we'll switch it down to a 1-lane alley. And it works! Happy days! Now let me make this a real connection before I forget that it never happens. Alright, so now we have our conspicuous bit of grass in the middle there. Let me show you my plan. And why we need that conspicuous bit of space. If I do this, you see how we got right turns happening here. And that is going directly across the main inflow here for traffic. So instead of having this alley turn right across there, we're going to build a flyover alley. And there we have our big flyover alley. Now I do want to upgrade these bits to be key walls on the edges there. And then this bit here, we're kind of be having a little snidey alleyway. That's not allowed. So we're going to pull this pillar back, say to there. Now this roundabout hopefully will disappear all by itself, which means we can bring it back up, maybe to there, and hopefully that doesn't regen as a roundabout. If it does, we'll sort it out, don't worry. But now, we need to move this bend out, so it's nice and tidy like that. Now the reason I wanted a lorry here is so I can get in like this, with the move it mod out, and page down, all the way, until we're basically hitting it. Now let's get in with the camera here. What's the clearance? Oh, I reckon I've got one more page down in that, like. Damn it, I always forget. The camera flings you out. Right, so now we're back in the world after being flung out. Let's go on one more page down and say that that is heaps of clearance right there. Even when your truck respawns right in front of your camera, you can clearly see heaps of clearance. I guess old mate was turning right then. We got any more trucks coming? Oh, we got a box truck, but I don't think they're as tall as those ones. Oh, the flip about like, but even on the suspension flip, it's working. Tell you what, I love this bit of fly hour, like. Want to do a right turn? Fly hour. That negates the need for these annoying pesky little things here. But now we got the Garland fly hour there. We need to rejig these roads a little bit. As much as I hate taking away the central reservation, not that it does anything at all in this game, we're going to have to go on 3 lanes out for 2 lanes in. And then after the flyover, it's 3 lanes out for 2 lanes in. It's like a big roundabout, if only we'll let people go round. Alright, so now we can get rid of all the traffic lights and all the pedestrian crossings. Let's go from the roundabout here, the main entrance. Left lane just turns left. Right lane can filter into both of those 2 lanes on the left. This big old intersection here is clean already. No right turns, just straight aheads and crack on with your lives, you know. This, for some reason, needs to be redone. This mega mess of an intersection. No right turns. The right lane of Foggy Lane here is going to go into the right lane only. The left lane can go into the centre 2 lanes there. That's the same with the left lane from Garland Street here. And the right lane just goes into that right lane there. That's because this right lane is the only lane that turns right on this entire street. And at the end here, we're just going to tidy things up a little bit. Make sure people can get into any lane they need to. And as for priorities, there's only one lane I need to do priorities on. And that's that one. Give it ultimate priority. That's all I need to do. Everything else is completely free-flowing. No need for priorities. So why don't we let the game resume? Watch these lovely cars be like, oh my, this is a million billion times better than it was before. While I do just a smidge of detailing. Just a smidge! I've turned that bit of the flyover into a bridge there. So I can pull out Find It and type in the industrial section 5x6. Now what have we got here? A lovely fitting bit. And a building that completely blocks the flyover. Quick, get it away before the truck comes. Oh, well, we can definitely cop this bad lad here. Eeeeee. No one mentioned the building. Looks like we're going to have to do something about that, doesn't it? That's that sorted. And now it's time for that bit of detailing I was on about. Make this look a bit nicer. So imagine that you've just left graft. You can for your car and you're like, oh my, do I have a flyover to get out of the day? I best get in second gear for that hill. But other than that, I'm doing for that. Straight out. But we may do something here. I just want to real casually flatten this whole bit here to 122 meters. Which conveniently got rid of that building that was there. But before I shift this node anymore, I want to pop a nice little park down for these people to walk their dogs in. Because you know, in every good industrial office, there's a good boy or girl keeping everyone company, as well as the officers, which we got zoned right away. So we've got to have a place for the people that can bloody play with the dogs, didn't we? Let's pop that in there. And I want to connect to this dog park using a path on the road here. Just like that. And now that that path's in, I'm going to move this node all the way up to here to give us a tidy little cross section. Is there already a dog in there? Or is that just from the dog park? I swear I heard a dog bark like. And there we have. What, you got any power? Ah, I was going to say you should have power. But there we have the good old dog park. Right on Foggy Lane there, next to the Garland flyover. So now that we've got that all set up, for now, we will be coming back to that. We've got to extend our fancy road here, Garland Street. Run the corner. Garnet Lane, you're about to be engulfed by Garland Street. Oh, a little something like that. Now, isn't that a vast change from what was here before? Now, since we've upgraded this intersection, I'm going to give 2 dedicated right turning lanes. And this lane can be shared left and straight. And I'm happy with the rest of these lanes here. I will give this whole side coming off priority, and that'll do for that. So we're about to go crazy with it. We are about to start deleting fences. And if we have a look at all the garbage we have stored up, 709 tons of it. I cannot afford for this to just go plop onto the ground. So let us very carefully remove this fence to allow for further industrial expansion. And there we have the safely reduced and removed fences. Now, have you seen the very tip mountains that are floating about here? Left over from the old garbo heap. I tell you what though, the garbo heap now is a little mountain of its own. We got 700 odd tons of rubbish stacked up there. We've only got 500 tons worth of storage. The garbo yard won't be very happy. But to make me very happy, we're going to go ahead and flatten all this here. Because what's an industrial estate if it hasn't been flattened to within an inch of its life? Now, one last thing before we extend Garnet Road here. We need to delete some of this industry because the road's going to be getting ploughed straight through it. So let's take this road all the way up to the tippity top here in a big straight line. And before we actually forget, we need to shift this sewage outlet. It's a bit how you can at the moment. I want it right here, straight into the bridge. Actually, let me quickly double check. Can I put it there? No. Oh, I was cheating. I was technically outside the city bounds. Let's bring you back inside city bounds. I don't even care if you overlapping items or in water. As long as you're pumping your shite into the bridge pillar, that's all I care about. And yes, we're going to have to extend our underground pipe here a little bit. No, we may as well just connect it into the road. Don't need a dedicated shite pipe anymore. Oh, I've never actually seen that icon before. Facility full. Aye, it's definitely a bit full, like. Which brings us on to recycling centres that I haven't unlocked yet. Imagine if I was actually prepared for one of these episodes properly. It would be a whole different affair, wouldn't it? Like, I would have enough money, for example. I wasn't planning on taking any more loans, but we did level up, so we do have some more loans to crack. Hey, Reese. I think it was 880, so I'm going to have to borrow 250 grand. Let's get that on the crack. Oh, guess who can't add up? Yeah, boy, MiGly. Oh, I was so close. That's what happens when you guesstimate to save time, innit? In this recycling centre, unlike the landfill here, which if you turn on the routes, has to go under the higgledy-piggledy lane underneath the motorways, and then it can take this one lane out and straight into the gore slip roads. However, we need to sort that out. That is a mission, that. No need for it. So instead of popping the recycling centre along here where it has to do that whole big dodgy route, we're going to pop it over here under the bridge. Because it actually fits. Not as far as you're concerned, unfortunately. Well, let's do a track check. There is nothing on the tracks. Nothing at all. I love how well this bloody recycling centre fits here, like. It's perfect! Absolutely bloody perfect! So let's relieve the landfill of its evergreen swamp and terrace hills duties. That's now the recycling centre's duties. Right, so we should be picking up some garbage and recycling it. I do want to quickly jump in here into services. Oh, yes. You see, this is why we can do big loans and just pay it back, no bother. We're making a shite ton of money on roads and even more money on my fancy bus service. Well, I wanted to come in here so I could stop importing so much lecky, bump that up to 150, and if I'm bumping the budget up, I'm bumping the service fee up 10%. And the garbage management's getting its extra 2% back. Now, I am quite attached to this farm here, the old beach farm with all the beach shep and beach chucks and that. So I want to keep it, but I want to maximise the amount of zoning we cop. And realistically, this is just an access lane here for the tractors, so it doesn't need to be that big. If we come in as close as we can get it on both corners here, just where it nips out, and then I'll right click this one away, and then hopefully I can go down here a little bit and cop some zoning. Aye, look at that, some bonus zoning. Alright, let's go all the way down, and that's as much as we're going to get. So let's bring the corner up to here, bring another corner up to here, and then rinse and repeat until we can put all of the zoning on here for industrial. Apart from, I realise there is no commercial here whatsoever. Well, you know what? Perfect little commercial spot across from the dog park, in the old office park. But I do want to try and get a little bit of commercial spawning underneath the bridges here. So let me zone all of this to be commercial, poking out one either side, just like that. You know what I'm thinking? All of this is just getting good in it. It's not actually getting gooder. I think we need to take inspiration from the flyover here. We're going to be going full expressway with this new bit of road. And as well, I clocked me naming me slip roads there because this was renamed to Pleasant Highway, so I had to quickly fix it. Completely forgot I named this Gore Slip Roads for this to be Gore Hill here, which meant just renaming a couple of roads here. So as you exit the roundabout, you get spat onto Gore Distributor Road, and then you go straight past Gore Hill Way, and then you go into Gore Hill Expressway, which lets on with no intersections straight along to the end. And those no intersections I was on about, that does include these ones here. There we go. So now that we've started the actual expressway, we're not going to be connecting any roads in here. And I did try my best to have this bit of the expressway not be called expressway and be part of the distributor, but it just will not let me separate these two bits of road here. So apologies, this bit of the expressway has horrendous intersections for expressways, but afterwards, it's going to be full, proper expressway action. Oh no, look what I done. I forgot to put the correct road on here. It's supposed to be divided. It's only annoying because I have to turn snapping off, otherwise I won't be able to get it to line up perfectly like that. Oh, nah, pal. You use up all your zoning, mate. Right. Oil storage, you're getting shifted to here. And then this needs to be rezoned properly. I take up this space. Oh, I forgot to put the combine harvesters. Oh, me plans might be in ruins. Let's follow this combine and find out how badly I messed up here. That's alright, that. It's not going through any of the buildings. Oh, okay, yeah, nah. I think we can sort that out. Yeah, look. If I make the fence really narrow, they're going to stick to that edge of it. Now we got the nice narrow track for the tractors and combine harvesters to follow. They shouldn't have any issues getting across without disrupting zoning. I mean, not gonna lie, you're a bit of a piss take, are you, like? What's this car doing? It's parking up! What on? Okay, I don't know what I just saw there, but I think we should crack on with building the rest of this big expressway. And you know what, while we're here, we really should upgrade this bit of road here. At least a little bit. You know what, if you're gonna be annoying with your zoning, then I'm just gonna delete the lot of yous. Now, while I'm here, I need to move the fences on this quarry a little bit. There we go, and that clears us up for our expressway building. Now, if this is an expressway, be gone! No zoning for ye. Because this needs to be a grade separated, free-flowing interchange. Them's the rules on expressways. And the way we're going to do that in this case... Oh, after we reconnect this bit of road up, of course. There we go, and we've got Maple Lane reconnected. So you can stop whinging, and you can continue to do whatever you're doing with your rubbish. Yeah, shoveling it a boot. Look at them all. And you, we can't get complacent. We need to start building these intersections here. We're going to be doing this all in motorways for maximum speed and minimal space. So the first bit of motorway I'm going to get gunning is a little bit of under motorway here. Just a tiny bit, 30 odd meters of it, not much. That's going to go up and connect into the centre of both sides here like this. And now we have our through road in. Let's do our easy peasy left turns. I'm going to come out 160 degrees and then connect in a little something like that. And just to keep it looking all nice, I'm going to do this one backwards and hopefully it looks identical. Ooh, that does look pretty much identical, doesn't it? I like that. I like that a lot. Right, so now we've got that in. We want to do a right turn from here. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to do this in stages. I'm going to come out 180 degrees until the beach there. And then I'm going to come out and curve real casually like that. And now I should be able to connect back in here without causing any bother whatsoever. Now we always save the best till last, don't we? This bad lad right here. You know what? I'm going to build this one backwards like I did on the other side. I'm going to come straight out, 5 meters up in the deck, and then we're going to come along and try and do the exact same little snapping thing that I done earlier. I think that's about as close as we're going to get. Now can I come down and connect in nice and tidily? A little something like that. And of course we've got to reverse this, going the other way. And there we have it. That actually looks good, doesn't it? Nah, have I made an intersection that actually looks good? Hang on, why have we got water here? I did move the poop chute. Yeah. So that's not spilling any water onto the road. Where's this water coming from? And you, we've got to do the obligatory begone traffic lights and pedestrian crossings. We don't have pedestrian crossings on expressways. And then let's sort out these intersections to make them nice and free-flowing. Look at that, man. That doesn't look too bad. It could be smoothed out a little bit, but I'm going to have to leave that for a different episode, the smoothing out and the detailing. For now, let's make sure all of these are named correctly. Aye, and no dodgy shenanigans happened over here. We're still on the expressway. You know what, speaking of expressway, I need to pop a path in here that I forgot to do just before when I was deleting it. I do have a basic path, but I also have a wide path that I believe is, if I could get 180 degrees here, is about 1 unit wide, as you can see. So let me use this path to connect up to the expressway here. Remove them from being bridges for some reason. And there we have our paths connected in nice and nicely. You gotta love a nice and nicely, don't you? Alright, let's rezone this bit of the industry and work on bloody Spring Street. The rest of this expressway. Oh, no, that's right. Motorways don't have pipes. Connect that up like that. And then for the road, I don't want to run a pipe underneath. I'll just upgrade them to have lights. A bit safer that way as well, isn't it? Even if it does reset the intersections. And a little trick if you've got a road bridge that's connecting like that. Just go into Move It mod, page up, page down. And it sorts it right out. The only issue is, I found, obviously the trees come through. And if you just go, you know, oh, I'll upgrade this to be elevated again. It gans back to being underneath. But I do want to upgrade this to be a retaining wall here. Which is going to ruin all of that anyway. And you see, to make all these edges look nice, I think we're going to get key walls on the sides here, on all of the on and off ramps. We can call them protective guardrails, you know. And there we have it, our lovely Gore Hill intersection on the expressway. You can see cars going underneath, around anywhere they need to go. Alright, so now we just need to connect the Gore Hill expressway down to Maple Street. You see, we have a bit of a lane mismatch here. We're going to have to go from 4 into 2 lanes, which will do like nobody's business because we are getting gooder, if you remember. So let's start off by just piling the road up here for a bit. Just a little bit, not crazy. 50 odd meters. So we've got something to line ourselves up for, you know. You know, so I can pull it up one of them or something like that. But instead of that, I'm going to go into highways. A parallel 2-lane highway, which you can see as the snow comes down. It's actually quite a nice little width there to leave an opening for a road to go down the middle. Now I do want to do this a bit different. I want to dive underneath here where this tip is. So we're going under the tip. And we may or may not go underneath the quarry, but don't worry about that. So let's connect onto the road here. Go move 180 degrees. And then we're going to dive 15 meters underground. A little something like that. So we end up under the deck just before the tip. Oh, I like that. That actually looks pretty spag on in the middle and out for a bit of knee snapping eyeballing. I'm pretty proud of that. But anywho, let's not pat ourselves on the back too soon. We still need to connect these two bits together somehow. And I'm hoping I can just connect in here. Ooh! Go up to 5 meters. A little something like that. And then from here, I want to go up 5 meters. And then now it's just a simple job of connecting them together like that. And would you look at that? We have a tidy little bridge there over the tunnels. Now let me do a usual bit of tidying up. Key wall the sides. Retaining wall the tunnels. Looks much better like that. And the reason we've made a bridge there is so I can get out my handy dandy 2-lane road. Extend it out a bit like this. So I can line it up to pass right under the bridge there. Look at that. And that's how we get small access out this bit of motorway on ramp here. Like I say, that leads us up to the beach, which is currently a farm, you know, so we can't be messing with that. Oh, and look, that magically fixed itself. I didn't do anything there for that to actually not be clipped through. I'm happy with that. Oh, and this zoning update toolkit got a mod, so I can go and actually update Cherry Street here to knee zoning. That is mint. Well, that's the expressway renamed. Continuing on. All nice and casual like. Oh, and of course we've got this slip road part of the Gore Hill Expressway. Hopefully that sorts itself out in the next step. The next step, of course, is connecting the highways up. Now these highways here are purely an express link to the city over there. They've got nothing to do with any outside connections. Any outside connections, they need to get on the Pacific Highway roundabout and get on the Gore Distributor Road over here. This whole beach side of the industrial estate is going to be mainly serviced by this new highway connection. And this new highway connection is going to be coming off right here, dipping down 15 meters, as we've come to expect. And that connects up very nicely like that. So that's our off-ramp there connected. And our on-ramp, I want to connect up like as close to the end here as possible. So let's dive 15 meters under the deck. And I just want to sort of follow the curve of this motorway. Connect as straight as possible. Oh, look how far. Let's just go outside the city bounds. I don't have anarchy on, look, outside city. But I can connect all the way to there. I'm doing it if the game's going to let us cheat. I'm going to cheat! Oh, that was only the second. Oh, I thought that was the third click. Oh, I'm not allowed to cheat anymore. Game says, I'm wise to your jokes, mate. I get connected in there like that then. Obligatory retaining wall upgrades. I'll do some here as well. Look at that, beautiful. Now we got the very simple task of connecting this bit of motorway out to there like that. And look at that, we've got the quarry going right out of the motorway tunnel. There's no need to worry. Quarries don't dig that deep. Oh yes, and this is called the Gore Slip. Oh, that wasn't the Slip Road. That wasn't called the Gore Slip Road. This one was. Is this called the Gore Slip Road now? Or is this still Emerson Highway? I swear, dude. Renaming roads while in progress is just an absolute fool's errand, like. And it wasn't called the Gore Slip Roads, it was Gore Expressway. But now we're all correctly labelled Gore Slip Roads, Gore Expressway, Gore Hill Distributor. And look at the traffic flowing like nobody's business. Anywhere they need to get to, they're getting to it. And would you look at this? We've been making a tidy bit of moolah. Even with big, massive loans. 2.5 million loans. You know, if all that money disappears, why don't we spend it on the final part of getting gooder? Some proper express crematorium action. And we want these boyos to go straight down those slip roads there. But if we put them right here, when the hearses come back up, they're going to go right across this divided road. They don't care if there's a bit of concrete in the middle dividing the road. They're going to go straight over it and scratch all the underside of the hearses. So I think the best place to pop this is pretty much where this recycling centre is. Like just off the actual intersection here. You know what, why not? Because it's a placed building. I'll place it right on the edge there. So long, industrial manufacturing. Now we're all about hearses. And there we have our new hearse yard. That's going to be absolutely sorting out any deed bodies out here. And I would upgrade it with more hearses. However, we need to keep some of this money. Ooh, you know what? You know what, peeps? No vehicles. This actually reminds me. If we jump into our lines here, I installed a mod that's got high capacity buses. So I'm going to switch all of the lines out for these high capacity 120 passenger buses. And as well, double check I've got all of these out of town lines minimum. And the Grafters lines maximum. Amount of buses, that is. Not dollary-doos, just amount of buses. And all the buses were already on the minimum. But all the buses should be coming in and getting exchanged for Lecky buses. And now that we are officially gooder, why don't we leave the industrial estate behind? This lovely expressway here, free-flowing intersections, new motorway links, all to get everything flowing nice and efficiently between the two splits of our city. Now the geniuses at the education centres there did just say, why don't you just put a hearse in with all of the people that are dying? But you know, arbitrary rules and all that. We got to have all of our pollution items going on in a different area to all of our living areas, even if it doesn't quite make sense all of the time. Isn't that right, uni students? Doesn't always make sense, does it? How are we doing here? Oh, we're up to 1,000 students. That must mean my money-making system scheme is working. We're making money from with education fees. And we should consistently make money from education fees, unlike our vastly profitable transport system that, for some reason, I don't think it has anything to do with the fact I just removed all the buses from service, don't worry about that, is making us $0 dues. But the education and research is just going to keep going up and up and up. Well, it's not, because I have a feeling when I click this, yeah, we're going to need some more elementary schooling. Oh, not good, because this is fully upgraded. That's a cafe, but yeah, now this is fully upgraded, and they're the only two schools I have. And I also have the slight issue of not having all that much money knocking about. So I have the schools I can afford. 100, 400, 800, 600. I definitely wanted this one, but 150 grand? Nah. You know what? Nah, I'm doing it. Gives another 100 grand. I'm going to pop the school doon right there. And it's the big school. I've been reluctant to pop it down because I do believe it's the biggest elementary school going for capacity. Because it doesn't really fit with the vibe, you know. But I thought, we'll chuck it down next to the hospital. You know, we're already introducing larger buildings over here. And thankfully, because of the issues with the UK mixed residential pack, which is apparently patched now, by the way, I had to settle for some German mixed residential units there, which are huge, but sort of make this work. And we unlocked, at the beginning of this episode, high density housing. So why don't we get all of the high density housing zoned along here? the UK variety. Now that I can use this toolkit update properly without having to go in to find it, I actually want to remove all the zoning from this main street here. All be gone. I don't want to introduce horrendous amounts of traffic just on Butler Street here. It's not made for it. And you know what? Since we lost a lot of medium density housing in between episodes, with all of these terraces being relabeled as low density, I think we should get some medium density English housing around here. Apart from this little square here, which will zone high density when we get to level 9 city. And there we're gone. That'll all zone in, which will unfortunately incur significant traffic. Which leads us very nicely over to getting gooder. That's right. We are going to be upgrading this interchange between the Pacific Highway and the Hills Motorway. And I want to keep the same, if not a smaller footprint, and have it fully free-flowing, massive capacity. And this has to be good, because this is get gooder, you know. Now the first thing I need to do, I've been threatening to do it for episodes now. I actually need to fully upgrade the Hills Motorway. So from here, where it's next down, we've got to upgrade at least all the way to there. And then on this side, I'm going to upgrade from here all the way to where the existing M2 with bus lane already exists. Now look at those intersections. 3 on 3. Now remember, that's 2 normal lanes and 1 public transport lane. And I've purposely not upgraded out here because I have a feeling it's going to be changing quite a bit, this little double ramp here. So why don't we start off by downgrading all of this to be 2 lanes and getting some reference roads on the gun. So there we have the beginnings of our upgraded intersection there. We can zoom in a bit so you can have a bit of a closer idea. And I want to build a MiGly trumpet here. It's basically a trumpet, but with much more capacity and speed after a certain point. But it'll make sense, don't you worry. And what do you think of me about spiral about? It's not too bad, is it? You've got both of the roads there, spiraling about, right on top of each other. They connect at the tippity top, and now we just need to get them doing into that tunnel. Which, like I say, is why I didn't bother upgrading these bits. It was just a waste of money. Money which I ran out of, if you noticed. But actually, before I forget, there is one very important thing I need to do. Everything about this little motorway interchange here is elevated. Apart from the first one. I'll leave the first one as a key. So next on our list is doing the little through road here. Now we want to start off lined up like that. However, we don't want to be going through the key wall there, you see. So let's say we start here instead, and we're avoiding the key wall. And there we have it. You can see I'm just on the side of the key wall there. No, I just need to connect back up like that. And on the other side, of course. So there's our bit of motorway. If you're going straight through, you're going straight under the interchange. I think it's finally time to delete a little bit more of this and connect up our first slip road there. Swiftly followed by the second one, of course. And now all we need to do here is connect this little bit of motorway left and right. I think it's finally time to delete the rest of these little arms here, as well as this old bit of M2 back underground. Now I actually don't want a retaining wall under here. I want it to just be a simple dig out. There you go. We've dug it out. And one of the primary reasons for that is I want to raise this road up a little bit. It's a dig out, but it doesn't need to be so dug out, you know. I think that is plenty of headroom, and we will come and check it, and if we need more headroom, we'll get it. But I've probably raised that up a good bloody 3 or 4 meters there, which will hopefully allow me to place a tunnel under here at 15 meters without interfering with anything. Look, it doesn't care. All it cares about is that it's outside city limits. So from here, I'm in the mood to send this out 180 degrees to see about doing a nice, simple curve of the smooth variety with only a 3% gradient all the way in there like that. And you'll be able to see if I zoom in a bit, we've still got 2 lanes we need to connect up. So for our middle lane, let's try a simple curve. I think that looks alright there. And then we just need to get back up to 0 meters here. And I was about to say that's us done. However, I completely forgot about this bit. That's just hanging about at the top. Now we need to get from 50 meters above the deck to about 25 meters under the deck. And there we have it. 19.2%. The game's actually happy with that, isn't it? Yeah, look. No slope too steep or anything. Alright, let's make sure that's as pretty as we can get it. Plop it in. And look at our majestic on-ramp there into a split city. Now let me do a teeny bit of detail in here. Do you see where the retaining wall lines up with the old level of the ground there? If we get a tidy little gravel road, connect it there, that means it's created a new section of road that can become a key. Delete that, and we're back in action. Now isn't that fan-bloody-tastic? Do I upgrade this big bit to be a key as well? Oh, I like that. Big triangle of concrete. Aye, and then the rest of that. I like that as well. I can't just keep saying it. I can't stop saying I like that. But it's got a nice little curve and bend to it. It's not too crazy. I do want to sort this little dip out here though, which is just going to mean lowering the approach here just a little bit for this top row. And we've got one last thing we need to sort out. Our bus lane, of course. We need to start off under the deck there at a nice tidy 5% gradient. It's going to be doing a casual U-turn and connect back up a little something like that. How do you like me little bus U-turn there? Now who wouldn't be proud of this mess? Now who wouldn't be proud as punch at this little interchange here? It is a trumpet on steroids. And it's going to be an efficient boyo at that. And to fully appreciate our Hills 2 motorway with spiral about interchange, we're going to hop in a tidy little speedy up bit of everybody moving in here using our new spiral about interchange. Maximum amount of flow to be had. And it's only a 4% gradient with a fair dinkum curve. You know what? If you're a motorbike going up here, you would have the time of your life. Till you need to replace the right hand side of your tyre constantly. Oh, and by the way, I give all my money back to the loans before the speedy up bit. Ours at 0. Whatever we come out up or above 0 here is all during the speedy up bit. And enough of my yapping. I've been yapping all episode. Enjoy some City Skylines bippity bops. And while we're riding this bus on the spiral about interchange into the split city, did you notice how it just didn't get overwhelmed at all during the move-in traffic there? And like move-in traffic in this game is something that will overwhelm any infrastructure you may have. So I am bloody proud of this bit of infrastructure here. Not only the fact that it looks beautiful, the fact it functions beautifully as well. Now why don't we enjoy, along with our other 7 passengers here, this bus journey in our dedicated bus lane to the bottom deck of the double-decker bus interchange. Here we are, we take our right exit, there it is, and then you get welcomed by a million tourists. That actually is really busy as well, isn't it? Oh, they're queuing over the road. Whatever shall we do, bus driver? Yes, run them over. That's how we do here in Upper Height, Split City. We just run the pedestrians over as bus drivers. That's the best way to deal with these guys. Let's say goodbye to the green bus and hopefully say hello to some green coinage. Oh, aye. Just a casual $250,000 while everyone moved in. Look at the service fees. 610 grand in ticket sales, 90 grand on the education fees, and 175 grand on me road infrastructure. See, it's always worth investing in your road infrastructure, you know. And if you have a look at this, we have 0 waiting for hearses. That must mean that we have graduated Git School. And we are now Goodarara. I think it was Goodarara. Goodarara. Yeah. Now one last thing. We've got to close up this little interchange. A little something like this. So that nobody knows what they're in for when they approach it. And so if anybody wants to try and crash off, they can't. Waiting for a motorbike. I've made $100,000 while waiting for a motorbike to come past. I hope you have enjoyed this mega rep. We have done so much this episode. It's been an absolute corker of an ep. We've got so much done. So many mad little flyovers, expressways. The industrial estate upgrade has gone in swimmingly. No more death care issues. We've got no congestion issues on this interchange, which was a problem in the past. Even without moving in traffic, it was a problem. And who knows what we're going to get up to next, now that we have this proven, highly educated system of ideas knocking about here. You're going to have to find out in the next episode.